If you had to survive in the wild against one predator, would you choose a lion, a bear, or a human being? Most people say the lion or the bear without even thinking, but that answer is wrong, and the reason it's wrong should terrify you. Because somewhere in our history, a slow, weak, clawless ape became the single most dangerous thing this planet has ever produced. Not the shark, not the tiger, us. How does a creature with no fangs, no claws, and a body built for walking instead of fighting end up at the top of the food chain? And why did every other apex predator on Earth eventually go extinct while humans kept spreading, continent after continent, unstoppable? To understand this, you have to go back to a moment when humans weren't hunters. They were food. Early humans lived in a world ruled by cave lions, saber-toothed cats, and giant hyenas. Every one of those animals could kill a human in seconds. On paper, we shouldn't have survived a single generation. But here's where things get strange. Within a relatively short evolutionary window, every one of those predators disappeared. Humans didn't. So what actually happened in between? The first clue isn't found in fossils of stronger bodies. It's found in something far more dangerous, an idea. A sharpened rock is not something nature creates on its own. Neither is a wooden spear. These were invented, which means for the first time in Earth's history, a predator could design its own weapon instead of waiting millions of years to evolve one. Think about what that actually means. A leopard needs longer claws, it has to wait for evolution. A human needs a longer weapon, they just sharpen a stick tonight and use it tomorrow. That single difference broke every rule the animal kingdom had followed for millions of years. But weapons alone don't explain everything, because here's the real mystery. Humans aren't even fast. A human being can't outrun a deer, a zebra, or almost anything they hunted. So how did a slow ape consistently cast faster animals? This is where evolutionary biologist David Carrier's research at the University of Utah becomes genuinely unsettling. His studies on human endurance suggest something most people never think about. Humans are exceptional at sweating, while most fast animals cool down by panting, which doesn't work well during a long chase. So early humans used a hunting method now called persistence hunting. They wouldn't outrun their prey. They would simply follow it for hours, sometimes an entire day, until the animal collapsed from heat exhaustion. No claws, no sprint speed, just patience turned into a weapon. Then scientists discovered something even more unexpected. It wasn't just physical adaptation that made humans dangerous. It was fire. Harvard primatologist Richard Wrangham proposed something now known as the cooking hypothesis. The idea that controlled fire didn't just keep humans warm, it fundamentally rewired what we were capable of. Cooked food released far more usable energy than raw food, which means more fuel for the brain. And a bigger brain meant better tools, better strategy, better coordination. Fire didn't just help humans survive the night, it helped build the mind that would eventually outthink every predator on the planet. But here's where the story turns from impressive to disturbing. Wherever early humans arrived on a new continent, something strange kept happening. Mammoths disappeared, giant sloths disappeared, massive flightless birds disappeared. Entire species that had survived multiple ice ages, multiple climate shifts, multiple natural disasters vanished within a relatively short time of humans showing up. Researchers studying what's called Late Pleistocene extinctions have found this pattern again and again, in Australia, in the Americas, and island ecosystems like Madagascar. The timing lines up in a way that's hard to dismiss as coincidence. These animals had outlived nearly everything nature threw at them. What they hadn't survived before was intelligence. So ask yourself this, if the deadliest weapon in history wasn't a claw or a fang, but a thought, what does that actually make us? That's the real mystery hiding underneath this whole story. We don't think of ourselves as predators anymore. We live in houses, we buy meat from stores, we've built a world that feels completely separate from nature. But the traits that made ancient humans the most feared thing on Earth never disappeared. They're still sitting inside every one of us. The ability to plan, to cooperate, to invent a weapon out of nothing but imagination. Every apex predator before us relied on the body nature gave them. Humans proved something nature had never seen before, that a weak, slow, clawless ape could rewrite its own rules faster than evolution could keep up. And once that happened, nothing on this planet was ever truly safe again. So the next time someone asks you what the deadliest animal in history is, don't picture teeth, don't picture claws. Picture a small group of humans sitting around a fire they built themselves, quietly planning tomorrow. Because if history has proven anything, it's that nothing on Earth has ever been more dangerous than an idea shared around a fire by a species that refused to stay prey.